Sometimes you wonder if good people can survive. Upa is a living example. He stands for honesty. എന്ത് ചെയ്താലും ശരിയായിട്ടുള്ളത് ചെയ്യത്തുള്ളൂ, തെറ്റായിട്ടുള്ള ആർക്കും വേണ്ടിയും ചെയ്യത്തില്ല. And that is what makes him what he is. And I am learning from him. ഗവൺമെൻറ്റിലായിരുന്നാലും പ്രൈവറ്റ് ഏജൻസീസിലായിരുന്നാലും എല്ലായിടത്തും നല്ല മനുഷ്യരുണ്ട്. അവരുള്ളത് കൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മുടെ വേൾഡ് ഇപ്പോഴും നല്ല രീതിയിൽ പോകുന്നത്. And I am really grateful that I am part of this family, and he is such a wonderful.
Correct.
So what are some of the best practices that you follow in the college?
Nurses need not be just the patient care providers alone. They can be administrators, they can go into quality. They can, recently there is a nurse who have gone into civil service. So why not? Doctors are going to civil service. So equal opportunities have to come up. So we give a career guidance for them too. In fact, I would like to see that we open up a college where international way of teaching of nurses should come into action. Because I can just say an example. When I went to UK about 30 years ago, and more than that, 35 years ago, and when I walked into the ward and examined a patient without asking the permission of the nurse in charge, she came and said, who are you? So I said, I am Dr. SAHADULLA, I am a registrar here. I'm sorry, you haven't taken my permission, you cannot touch the patient. So I apologized, and then she said, okay, fine, continue. And so that should be the way, things should develop. Probably that's a little extreme, but there should be a much better than what we are doing at this point of time.
Over the years, you've moved from playing a medical role to more of an administrative role. So what has prompted this shift?
In my last job with Aramco, Arabian American Oil Company, I was a clinician quite some time, and even a great extent. But I also had administrative responsibilities. So without planning for any major role as for administration later on, I took a MBA from University of Hull in England. And that gave me some more insight into a non-medical aspects of management. See, I believe that there are two kinds of leadership should exist in medicine. One is a clinical leadership. Every clinician cannot become a manager even if he is good. So, but clinically he can develop that department, this area. So that is called clinical leadership. And people who have a leadership quality and management quality should move into management. And so when the opportunity came, I was tested in management. And but mind you, there was a lot of advantage being a clinician and a manager,
in a hospital,
in a hospital, because the doctors are the most difficult people to manage in a hospital, and the most important people. And so being a clinician, I knew their problems, and they also understood me better, and so our mutual exchanges of ideas were much better, and so I could be say a better manager. That's what I think.
Other than work, what are your interests?
Most of my time I spent in the hospital and related to my work, because I believe work is worship. However, I'm very much interested in sports and games. So cricket is, I do not play cricket, but I often watch cricket. But I'm a badminton player. I also used to play a lot of tennis. I'm a Trivandrum Tennis Club member, but do not play much now. But badminton I play still. And I am also the Trivandrum Badminton Association president. So I help out the people in some ways I can. And then of course my pastime goes a lot with my grandchildren.
Okay.
And so I
that
love
brings
them.
me to your family.
Yeah,
so tell
yeah,
us about a little bit about them.
Yeah, I have two boys, my children, and one is a doctor,
Okay,
and
what's
the
his
other
name?
one, and
What's
his
his
name
name?
is Sharif SAHADULLA,
Okay.
and he lives in Boston. He is an internist like me, and he also has gone into management of an organization there. So he is one of the regional directors in the US. And so he has got 3 kids and three grandchildren, and all of them are boys.
Okay.
And so my second son is a manager here in this hospital, and his name is Sami, we call him Sami, so Sami SAHADULLA, and he has 2 boys. Yusuf.
So it's a men's only zone.
Yeah, and Mohammed, and they are my pastime, really speaking.
Okay.
And I spend a lot of time with them, go for swimming with them, and weekends is occupied. And then rest of the time I also spend in reading.
Your wife?
My wife is, probably more busy than me, and she is working in this hospital as, the coordinator of emergency medicine, and also of all the junior doctors and family medicine. So she is also the chairman of the Pharmacy and Therapeutic Committee.
What's
She has
her
a
name?
handful to do, but we have a good time. She comes here and works, and then after that we have a good family time. So Dr. Zohra, she is a doctor and a postgraduate in pathology, but turned into an administrator like me because of the need of the hour.
What are some of the future expansion plans of KIMS?
We are looking at expansion mainly in Kerala, and also probably in some other states in South India. And here we are looking at a hub and spoke type. So a central hospital in Trivandrum and few smaller centers in the periphery, which can be feeder zones. And the same thing can happen in Kochi. We have got a hospital in Kochi, and not so big as this, about 150 bed hospital, and we can have a few primary centers around, which also can be a hub and spoke wheel pattern. Here we have a small center hospital in Balramapuram, and that also works well. And we have an excellence wellness center, because we give a lot of importance in this hospital as well as outside for wellness. And in Kavadiyar we have a wellness center which is also reasonably running well. The other expansion plan is that we have a few centers in the GCC, 2 hospitals, one in Oman and one in Bahrain, and 6 medical centers, and in Dubai, in Bahrain, 2 in Saudi Arabia and 1 in Qatar. So we have got these centers, and there should be further expansion into that.
Is there some message that you would like to give to future doctors and entrepreneurs?
There are no shortcuts for anyone in this world, but if you are smart and hard work, certainly there is room for everyone. So doctors especially, I should say that they should be really steadfast in working hard and also in their learning process. Many times the youngsters, I feel these days, they want to cut the duties and they take the minimum duties, sit at home and learn for examinations and entrances, which I think it is an absolute waste of their talents. They are all very highly talented people, and they should be working to learn. So you have to learn by your own hard work and be honest. And to entrepreneurs, I would say that we usually have a belief that ethical means you can't do business, and I do not believe so. And we in this institution have proven that by adopting ethical means, by not taking any unethical aspects of giving commission and all those things, you can still survive.
We have a small rapid fire round, which is quick answers to quick questions.
Okay. Oh my God, I should be prepared for that.
One person who's inspired you the most?
My father has inspired me very much.
Your birthday?
June the 4th.
Food that would break your strictest diet?
Chocolates.
One habit that you would like to get rid of?
Too many phone calls.
Your favorite holiday destination?
I like to go to hill stations.
What makes you cry?
Nothing makes me really cry, but I become very emotional seeing the sufferings of human beings, even today. Even having seen
so much,
hundreds and thousands, suffering in front of me.
Your favorite color?
Blue.
Your favorite brands, your attire?
I like Marks and Spencer and Arrow, Polo.
Footwear?
Hush Puppies.
Perfume?
Cross.
One song that you would like to dedicate to your wife?
What
are your wife's favorites in terms of attire?
Saris and salwar kameez.
Her favorite food?
I think she likes desserts very much.
Favorite color?
It's green.
It's been really nice talking to you, and this is a small token of appreciation from Rose Bowl.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really honored. Oh, really? So, did you make it just now?
Got it customized.
I know. All right, it's great, wonderful. I really appreciate, And not only that, you interviewed, you also give me a token of your appreciation.
Right, these are chocolates to break your diet if you are on a diet.
All right, I said about chocolate, and you already brought chocolate. Right?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your interview, and it was a very pleasant experience. Thank you.
ആസ് എ ബ്രദർ എന്നുള്ള ബേസിലും കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റി ചെയർമാൻ എന്നുള്ള ബേസിലും ഞങ്ങളെല്ലാവരും റെസ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതും പുള്ളിയുടെ അഡ്വൈസ് എടുക്കുന്നതും ബാക്കിയുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ പുള്ളിയുടെ ഗൈഡൻസ് വെച്ചാണ് എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും ചെയ്യുന്നത്. കാരണം വെച്ചാൽ ഹോസ്പിറ്റലായാലും ബാക്കിയുള്ള കാര്യം എല്ലാം ഞങ്ങൾ പുള്ളിയുടെ ചെയ്യുന്നത്.
എല്ലാവരും പറയുന്നു എങ്ങനെയുണ്ട് ആയുർവേദം? കൊള്ളാം. എന്തിനു കൊള്ളാം? അത് ഏത് രോഗത്തിനും കൊള്ളാം. സൈഡ് എഫക്റ്റ് ഇല്ല, നല്ലതാണ്, ഒരു ദോഷമില്ല. എത്ര കാലം കഴിച്ചാലും കരളിനും കിഡ്നിക്കും ഒന്നും ഒരു കുഴപ്പമില്ല, നല്ലതാണ്. ഓക്കെ, താങ്കൾ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഞാൻ ആ ടൈപ്പല്ല എന്നുള്ള ഒരു രീതിയിലേക്ക് ഇന്ന് സമൂഹം മാറി നിൽക്കുന്നു. പരസ്യം എന്ന് പറയുന്ന അറിയിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയാണ്. ഞാൻ എപ്പോഴും പറയാറുണ്ട്, ഡാബർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ മഹാപ്രസ്ഥാനം ചവനപ്രാശം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ സാധനത്തെ വാണിജ്യവൽക്കരിച്ചു, കച്ചവടവൽക്കരിച്ചു, പരസ്യം ചെയ്തു. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇന്ന് ഞാൻ ഉൾപ്പെടെ എല്ലാവരും ഭംഗിയായി നാക്ക് പഠിക്കാതെ ചവനപ്രാശം എന്ന് പറയുന്നു.